Hello everyone, my name is Abigail Trejo, and today I will be giving an informative speech on cardiopulmonary resuscitation, also known as CPR. These are my notes. Imagine being in the crowd for a concert with your best friend. The music is so loud you can feel the excitement through your whole body until suddenly your friend collapses next to you and onto the ground and they are no longer breathing. It is only a matter of time and your friend needs immediate medical attention. What would you do in that moment to save her life? Would you know what to do? I work at an animal hospital and I've witnessed cardiac arrest happen to a dog during surgery. CPR was the immediate response and saved the dog's life. As a pet owner, I would be scared to be in a situation where my dog is unconscious and I wouldn't know what to do. Since then, I have looked into practicing CPR in case of any emergencies with my dog or family. The procedure is very simple and is very similar when doing it on a dog and when doing it on a human. Today I will inform you of how cardiopulmonary resuscitation works and why it is important to know how to perform it. First, I will go over what CPR is. Second, I will assert when CPR is needed to be performed. Third, I will then explain why it's important to know how to perform CPR. And lastly, I will describe how CPR is performed. What exactly is cardiopulmonary resuscitation? Also, for short, is known as CPR. CPR is an emergency life-saving technique that is performed when someone's breathing or heart has stopped. The purpose of CPR is to keep blood flowing into the heart and brain, and it only involves 3 steps. The first step being compression to the chest to keep their blood circulating. The second step is opening the person's airway, and the third is giving rescue breaths into the person to force air into their lungs. The procedure is only to support the person's blood circulation until medical personnel arrive and take over. Now that you know what CPR is, it is important to know when exactly is the right time to take action and perform CPR. If a person is not breathing, CPR should be performed. CPR should never be performed on a healthy person. It could result in serious injury on an already beating heart. Some simple signs to tell that someone needs CPR is when they are unconscious or unresponsive. 2, they start grasping for air, having trouble to breathe. And last being their heart has stopped beating. If these signs are visible, emergency help should be reached first and CPR would be performed immediately. CPR should be performed within the first 6 minutes after cardiac arrest in order to prevent brain damage or death. According to the National CPR Foundation, death is most likely expected after 10 minutes of loss of oxygen to the brain. From 6 to 10 minutes, brain damage is expected. From 4 to 6 minutes, brain damage is very possible. And from 0 to 4 minutes, brain damage is not possible. It's not visible. After knowing when is the right time to perform CPR, you will then learn why it's very important to know. Cardiac arrests can happen to anyone at any time. In the United States, cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death. According to the American Heart Association, 475,100 people die from cardiac arrest in the United States. That expects us to take action even more. According to the American Heart Association, immediate CPR can double or triple chances of survival rate after cardiac arrest. A person can only go 6 minutes without oxygen or else brain damage or death is likely to happen. That is why immediate CPR performance can give emergency medical service personnel time to arrive, and once they arrive, it makes it much easier for paramedics to provide immediate care. After knowing the important factors of what CPR is and why it benefits human kindness a lot. Here is how to perform CPR. First, you must begin with chest compressions. This is done by pressing the heel of your dominant hand on the center of the person's chest, placing your other hand over the first hand. You straighten your arms and lean forward over the person's body, and you push hard and fast at a rate of 100 compressions per minute. A good way to reach this 100 compressions per minute is by pushing to the rhythm of the song Staying Alive, which would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on until you reach 100 compressions per minute. After compressions to the chest, you must check the person's airway, and this can be done by lifting the person's chin and pushing their forehead back to align the airway structure, and this will let air go in and out easily. After checking their airway, you must start rescue breaths, and this is done by pinching the person's nose and lifting their chin up. Then you inhale and cover their mouth with your mouth, leaving no space for air to escape, and you exhale into their mouth. You must watch if their chest raises. That if it does raise, it means air is going into their lungs. With these 3 steps, you alternate between compressions and rescue breathing until there's a heartbeat or until paramedics arrive. Overall, cardiopulmonary resuscitation is a simple procedure that has saved many lives, and the more it's practiced, the more successful it is. The more people know how how to perform CPR, it is very likely that the leading cause cardiac arrest will decrease in leading cause of death. Today we learned the importance of CPR in our world and how successful it can be. Although cardiac arrest is very common, CPR is not well known by everyone, but should always be practiced by everyone. Thank you for listening.